Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. This is a general or collective reading, so just make sure you take what works for you and leave the rest. This is also a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I have posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That could give you further clarity as to what's going on now. Oh, I've got my cat here with us. Okay, I just want to double check this. I'm going to have to move these back a little bit. I've been doing spreads a little bit differently, and I'm just making sure that you'll be able to see it from the beginning to the end. All right. We do have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is talking about the energy of one of four kings in the tarot, and the King of Wands represents the element of fire. The fire is a wand made of wood, and wood feeds fire, so this represents having passionate action. And he is considered like the sexiest king of them all. He is a visionary, optimistic, has a lot going, like looking into the future, loves new projects, that type of energy. He does have these salamanders here. One's running by him here, and then this one, it has its tail in a circle. This energy represents protection from fire, and the lion there. I noticed a while back that there's a face on here, and this is talking about, there's the two eyes, and there's the nose, with some smoke coming out of the mouth and the nose. And I feel that this is basically saying that he's smoking hot, and or he is, where there's smoke, there's fire. He's the least likely to settle down early. He tends to play the field a bit. His love of new adventures and new projects sometimes bleeds into his romantic life. So it's just good to be aware of that. And then we have the Page of Pentacles energy. Pages would work for the king and queen at a young age. They're generally around 7 to 14. Back in those days, the life expectancy was only half of what it is now. So there wasn't much of a childhood like we have now. And they would, it would be a real coup if they could get a job working for the king and the queen in the court. It would provide a much better lifestyle, and that's what this pentacle is representing. Pentacles in tarot represent health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional world. And this is also talking, of course, it's in the form of a coin. The element is earth, but it's about bringing thoughts down to and turning that into matter on earth. And this, so the money, of course, is a really big part of being happy in the 3D world. But you could have all the money in the world and still not have the lifestyle that you're wanting to live. So this is talking about lifestyle. And the page means there's some sort of information coming in. Now, it also could bring some sort of communication about, when you were around the age of 7 to 14 and then 14 to 21. This could represent, if there's information coming in, could be about something happening in your life around that time. Or it could represent, some sort of energy of someone coming in that is that age. The energy these days can be a female or male. In the old days, it would always be a male. So all the cards in tarot are archetypes. They're not gender specific. So this could be a female in her masculine energy as well. And in the old days, all the messages and communication would come in person. But now we have so many ways of communicating. So this could be a phone call, an email, a text message. Maybe you get something in the mail. This could represent a message on social media, an event posted. You go to the event, and then maybe you run into someone that has exactly the information you need. It's also a good idea, if you're looking for information, to pay attention what's happening at the top of the pyramid here, because that is going to be whatever happens at the top as above, so below, it's going to trickle down to everyone. Plus, you might catch a hold of some of the trends or get some good business ideas or something just from seeing something in the news. This is talking about strength. having the courage to face any fears. And quite often this is talking about from your childhood. This young woman is reaching deep into this lion's mouth. The red lion represents fear. This is a mature red lion, but he's being very submissive. He has his tail tucked under like a dog here. It's because she does this often, and he can tell from her energy. She means business. She wants to reach her infinite potential. And she understands that she has to face some fears that she's held for a long time and get to the bottom of them. And quite often those can be from our childhood and probably from this age around this type of energy. And so this is talking about having a closed mind, only being able to see this way or that way, really struggling with making a decision because neither this way or that way is my way or the highway. It's that type of energy. There's no, she doesn't see any options but two, and neither one of them is satisfying to her. She's sitting here and she's contemplating this, and you can see she's leaking energy just by the way she's sitting here. In body language, when you turn your feet out like this, it leaks out your masculine and your feminine energy, especially from your base chakra, which is about your survival, how you're going to survive on planet Earth. And you can see she's protecting her heart. She's got her arms crossed over her heart, so she's feeling vulnerable here. And also her right arm is holding her left arm back. Now the right arm would represent logic and the left arm your intuition. So her logical mind won't let her intuition in. It's like, no, that's just bullshit. Do the logical thing. And the intuitive mind is saying, listen to me. And we have a new moon in the background. We do have a new moon coming up actually in 3 days here. So we're starting to really feel that energy. This new moon that's coming up is in Taurus energy. And of course, the Taurus energy is about material possessions, and that's this pentacle energy here. So Taurus energy wants things to be they want to know that their possessions are safe, that their financial future is safe, that they feel secure, that they feel like they're going to have enough money in their bank account to make ends meet. A lot of people are going through that kind of energy right now because there's change happening constantly, and it's so fast, and there's so many things going on economically in the world, and with there's just so much, and so it feels really sure anymore right now. And Taurus hates that energy. Taurus wants things to be secure, safe. Don't touch my shift, that kind of energy. The Hierophant energy is talking about some sort of justice coming down from the spiritual realm to the physical. This is representing traditional structure. So if you're a religious person, this could represent the leaders of your church and a pope, bishop, cardinal. This could represent gurus, rabbis, that type of energy. And if you're more of the spiritual type of energy, then this would represent meditation and prayer so that you can reach that higher source energy. And, that represents the energy of God without an intermediary. And this energy then comes down into the physical realm. And it is the responsibility of the Hierophant to make sure that justice is carried out, that if a judgment has been made on the spiritual realm. And this is a blessing for those who are on their destined path, and probably a little bit troublesome for those that are not. And then we have his right hand is in the form of a blessing here. And he is given instruction to these two how to proceed. Now, this is talking about a lot of conflict. So cutthroat energy directed towards you. And you can see this person has been in conflict with two people here. And this is saying that he will risk what he has to stand his ground. Like, is there any more takers? Because I am not going to, you're not taking what's mine from me. That's the energy. And the conflict sometimes can also be an inner conflict because the swords in tarot represent your mind, your mental intelligence, and your discipline of your mind, your thoughts. And so he could be conflicted because we see this here. And, this sometimes can represent you, and this is you, 3 different versions of you, and 3 different versions of your mind. And so this could represent the subconscious mind, which is from when you were a young child. And that is what she is trying to clear up here. And the subconscious mind is formed by the time we're like 6 or 7. Because when we're babies, we're like sponges. We just absorb our environment and whatever happens in it. You look at how much a baby learns in the first year alone, and you know how much up to about age 5, and then it's in kindergarten, then we start really having memory. So quite often the subconscious mind is really, when you think about it, because we can't remember it ourselves, is we have to rely on the people who are in charge of our care to tell us what we were like and what we thought, and you know, were we happy or were we sad when we were little? What were we interested in? That type of energy, and this is heavily imprinted on us all the way into our adulthood. And when we get stressed out and triggered, that's the mind that comes up first. I know, I'll do this. But that's not necessarily reliable to rely on what you would do when you were a child, or what your parents and grandparents, etc., taught you when you were young, like how they handled things. That's not necessarily the way you want to. The unconscious mind is from the perspective of the soul, and your soul has needs. A lot of people will say, yes, I'm a human with a soul, but from the soul's perspective, you are a soul traveling in a human body as your vehicle to navigate around Earth. And if the soul's needs aren't being met, it'll start to get very loud and argue with the subconscious and the conscious mind. Now, the conscious mind, he has a handle on that. He knows, yesterday I went to the store and I bought these 3 items. And then I paid this much for them, and he can relate that to anyone. He remembers it. He's conscious of it. So when the 3 of these are fighting with each other, then we have this inner conflict, this inner battle, which tends to attract external conflict. So the idea is to use meditation and prayer to discipline your mind to be quiet, so that you can feel for your intuition, which comes more from your heart. So the swords, as I said, are double-edged. One edge is your logic, the other edge is intuition. And so this, I feel, is talking about why she's feeling the need to calm some fears, has a closed mind, and is having trouble making a decision. She needs to do more prayer and meditation to be able to quiet that mind down. Your mind should work for you, not against you. And then this is talking about, 8 of Wands is like really awesome energy. It's talking about some action, passionate action, something that's been launched and it's coming through. It's already on the way. And let's see what else is going on here. We have immature competition. So this is sometimes can be sibling rivalry. You might have come from a family where there was a lot of commotion between the siblings. Some families are like that. It can also represent cousins, that type of energy, people you grew up with when you were younger, and into high school sort of energy. And this is talking about immature competition. So this is my Mean Girls card. Think of narcissistic cheerleaders. They're maybe, up to like grade 4 to, grade 10 kind of energy. And they're competing at a cheerleading competition and they want that trophy. But there's another team there and they're better than them. And they can tell, oh no, these people are better than us. And we have to do something. And so they'll do whatever they have to. They'll be mean girls so that they can win. And if they don't succeed, then their mothers will succeed by pulling strings behind the scenes to make sure they do win. When we get more mature, we realize that any competition is really within ourselves. If we can quiet our mind, then we'll take strong actions and be able to move forward. And then this is talking about the truth coming in. This is saying that you are becoming victorious in doing this, learning to meditate and pray so that you can quiet your mind and feel with your intuition and your logic. And there's some sort of truth coming in. And this is it's talking about a huge blessing coming in. If, something's bothering you and you don't know what it is, and you don't know the truth, it can be really challenging to make strong choices because you can't put your finger on it. What is it that's bothering me? And I feel like this is starting to work for you. You're starting to learn, your mind is starting to learn to be quiet. And let me listen to my heart for a minute. I want to know what my authentic desires are. And there could be some truth that happened in your childhood that's been hidden from you, something that happened when you were younger and you don't remember it because you don't have that memory, and but it's still imprinted on you. Like your subconscious mind is aware of it, and it just hasn't bubbled to the surface as of yet. We have the Three of Pentacles here. So Three of Pentacles is talking about some energy, and I feel like this is what the energy that's bothering you. So it's talking about being in an elevated position and feeling like I should be like feeling really good about myself, but something's bothering me here. And this quite often, like this represents you on a bench here, that you're in an elevated position. These people have come to look at your work and they have plans in their hand and they're thinking, your word is spreading that you're very good. So this happens to be a stonemason. And so, they're coming to look at your work and say, we would like to hire you, to do some work for us. And so this can quite often represent energies from the entertainment industry, artistry, sculptors, artists, actors, actresses, musicians, people who have a beautiful singing voice. This could represent maybe you've been to school, to university, and you're valedictorian, like you're at the top of your class. Like this is saying that everybody can tell you're standing out from the competition, and you're highly favored right now. So this is really good news. It's saying that people are noticing and they want to collaborate with you. At the same time, you have to be very careful that you don't collaborate with people that are not in alignment with your the way you want to live. Because quite often this can represent secret society energy. It can represent like groups of people, churches, cults, covens, all sorts of energy. Like it can represent about 25, 30 different societies. There's so many out there. And the thing is about these secret societies is they're a secret. And you don't know their secrets. And even the people that are in those groups don't necessarily know the secrets until they reach a certain level. And that's the energy. Like once the problem is that the group mentality is way more important than any individual in the group. And if you sign these contracts and you don't really know what you're signing up for, then you're going to be held to that. They take it very seriously, and you may end up like they might want you, like let's say they noticed you because you are an amazing rock and roll singer. And now they're saying, okay, we signed you up, but now we want you to sing country. And you're like, but I don't like country. And we don't care. We'll make more money if you sing country. It's that kind of energy. And we're seeing that played out a lot in the media these days, with all the files that came out. And just every day there's something else coming out regarding this type of energy. People that have been given like this beautiful talent with these brilliant minds, really good looking people, at the top of their game. And, everybody's thinking, oh, I want to be like them. They have fans and they're so good at what they do. But now we're finding out that there's a lot behind the scenes that makes them miserable. And a lot of them, not all of them for sure, but a lot of them are living a lifestyle that they don't really want to live. And we have the King of Swords coming in. So the King of Swords, this could be representing an energy of lawyers. So this could be saying that if you are going to sign any contracts, make sure you hire a good lawyer that's familiar with that, just so you can protect yourself. I forgot to mention, this could also be like, you could be a really good athlete. And these could be scholarships coming for universities and colleges, or even past that point, you already are there now. And now they want you to play pro sports. And, so this is making sure that you have someone who is versed in this energy, that really understands these contracts, go over it and make sure that you're signing something that is in alignment with your goals and how you want to live your life. And say you're married and you have young children, how, you know, where you want to live, how you want to live, that type of energy. So the King of Swords energy is talking generally about people who are in, they use their mind to work more, like less physical and more mental type of occupations. This can represent politician energy for sure. You know, your thoughts are expressed through words, and words can be verbal and they can also be written. These are the lawmakers of the land, you know, the rulers, that type of energy. So it quite often represents legal energy. You know, this would be, if this was a lawyer, this would be a lawyer in a prestigious firm and probably a partner, head prosecutor, judges, you know, people that have a lot of clout and they've been in, like they are at the top of their game. This can represent someone who's doing a lot of research and maybe won the Nobel Peace Prize for curing a disease. Someone who is an inventor and they have some serious patents out there. That type. This could be a surgeon at the top of his game, a veterinarian, dentist, that type of energy. So this is also for any individual, whether you're in like using that your mind as your major way of earning your profession. You can learn about the power of words, and words have, you know, the power to either uplift people, or they can actually, you know, be used as weapons. And also, it's important to remember that, you know, action speaks louder than words. So if you don't follow up your word with action, it really makes your word totally useless. So the King of Swords is here, and now we have, look at that, and now we have you going on a new adventure here. So this could represent an energy that maybe you've been offered some, because it's sitting right on here, and not knowing whether you should take their offer or another one, or is this in alignment with the lifestyle you want to live, just what we were all talking about here. And now you've hired a good lawyer and you're on a new adventure. You're on a new cycle. So this may mean that the Fool starts at the 0 point and either goes on a foolhardy journey that's in alignment with their destined path, or they go on a foolish journey where they have expectations that don't, you know, add up. And expectations almost always will create limitations, because if you may have noticed, life does not go the way that you think it should a lot of the time, or things happen. You know, you might get what you want, but not in the way you thought you did, that type of energy. And so the Fool is going on a new cycle here. And he has, his tattered sleeves are saying that he's on a new cycle, but he's taking the energy from the last cycle with him. You know, what is going to be empower him. And this is talking about, like, he doesn't have a whole lot of baggage. I think you've done a lot of work on your inner child energy here. And I think you've made a strong decision here, whichever that was, to choose the best option available to you, because now you're on a new journey here. So that's awesome. And then we have never-ending nightmare. So this could be you thought it was a good choice, but it isn't. But I think that I feel like this energy is talking more about, like, this can be a never-ending nightmare. Something that you want to put to an end. This definitely, the 9 is talking about endings and moving into ending a cycle and a new beginning. But this sometimes can talk about also being woken up in the middle of the night by source energy and by the Holy Spirit, and having a dream where you have a vision in your dream, and it's sort of letting you know something. I had a dream about my mother last night or early this morning, and I still remember exactly word for word what she said, but I can't put it into the context that, but definitely that was her coming. She's crossed the veil, and it was definitely coming from, I could feel her energy, like it was so real, like she was looking at me and telling me, like I don't remember all of it, but I remember the gist of it. And it was really like intense. She was really intense. And so sometimes if you have those intense dreams, It could be like in the wee hours of the morning. That's when the Holy Spirit comes through and guides us. And so this could be someone trying to remember a dream. It does help if you're trying to remember a dream. If you wake up from a dream and you want to remember it, don't move physically. Like if you just lay there and you don't move, you're more likely to remember the dream and what was said in it than if you sit up like this. This is also talking about the quilt on this bed has cosmic symbols on it. So that's saying the universe has you covered. And, you know, on this, I don't know why someone would sleep on a wood carving with people fighting with swords. But that's what's happening here. So maybe that's part of the reason. You know, you could sometimes be overthinking still again here. It's that type of energy. But I feel that with all the energy here, talking about, you know, disciplining your mind, plugging into your heart's desires, the truth coming in, all this work you've done on your inner child energy, I feel that this is saying that this energy definitely, if it hasn't shifted yet, it is shifting now. And the cosmic symbols on this quilt represent that the universe has your back. So it's talking, I feel, about moving forward with strength. And then we have this energy of the Queen of Cups. Yeah, you know, I was just talking about my mom, and this is the maternal line. So the Queen of Cups represents maternal energy. This represents someone that would be most likely to be in a traditional marriage of all of the queens. She is a container of love. Like she loves her children, her grandchildren, her partner, her spouse. You know, she loves her family. She loves the neighbors. She's very kind-hearted. Her cup is a large trophy, and she has a lid on it, and that is representing that she's a container of unconditional love. Quite often this can represent the maternal line. And so that energy I just had, that story I told you about, when that happens, I feel like that definitely was my mother trying to tell me something. And she was coming through across the veil. She she does this once in a while, and she'll say that she's jumping the line. That's exactly the kind of energy that, like in the dreams, oh, I jumped the line so I could talk to you. Oh, Mom. So she's coming up in this reading. So, you know, this doesn't necessarily just be my mom, but she's saying, like, you're right. It's someone on the maternal side of the family that's crossed the veil, has jumped the line so that they can try and connect with you. Maybe they just miss you and they want to give you a big hug, energetic hug or whatever. This is talking about, I feel this energy is telling you, like, they're proud of you for getting on your destined path, and that doing all the good work that you've been doing. This is someone, when you're on the chariot, this is like a tank. It's just like tung, 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 tung. And I'm coming through. I'm on my destined path. And sometimes that does mean leaving your comfort zone, just like here. But it's talking about embracing the new, and that's what aces are about. And also, this could be you know, if your mother is still here, she might know some information that you could ask her about, and maybe she would be able to give you some insight. This could also represent your DNA, the maternal bloodline, like actually the DNA energies. Sometimes this card can represent adoption. You know, you might be someone who's adopted because that whole DNA thing is coming up. That's because of the mitochondria of the cell that is carried from mother to daughter. And that energy is sometimes used in DNA. I'm not exactly sure how the markers are, but it's a different type of cell. And they can tell different, you know, they can match it differently when it comes to trying to find DNA, like families. And we see so much of that these days, where people are, you know, using DNA and then meeting up and finding out, oh, I'm not Italian after all, that kind of energy. So, like, there's no reins here. There's no need for it. This is coming through. It's already happening on the spiritual realm, and it's coming this way. Sometimes this can talk about some sort of justice coming down to earth, redemption of karma, that type of energy. It can also represent you receiving a new vehicle, or you're about to get a new vehicle, or wanting to move. Again, that energy is coming up here. Moving, it could be not necessarily moving location, but moving on from this energy. And then look at this, we have the 10 of Cups. So yes, this is saying, look at the 10 of Cups is here. This is on a rainbow. So this is saying that, you know, you have a really good opportunity now to have all the love in your life that you deserve. It's saying, you know, there's a really good opportunity for this, but you're going to have to, you know, keep putting the energy in that you are to get to where you want to be. And so it's almost like you have, like this is talking about, you know, having the companionship and having the beautiful children. You love them, they love you, having the home where you want it to be, enjoying your neighbors, all of that kind of energy. You know, ultimate fulfillment in a perfectly imperfect world. That's basically what it is. And then we have the 3 of Pentacles, or 3 of Wands. Again, this is a card of saying moving on, changing location, moving forward, something happening. Now, okay, this energy could represent, there's some sort of energy here where this person is standing on the precipice of change. And it's there's, you know, ships sailing by on the water here. It looks yellow, it's golden because of the sun shining on it. But they're looking across to the other horizon and they're thinking, you know, I want to hop on one of them ships and go on an adventure. Like, I'm ready for something new. It's sitting right on this ace here. And maybe after learning this truth, or you're about to learn some sort of truth that makes you want maybe to go overseas, or some sort of energy like that, something is happening here. Now, with these 3 of Wands, sometimes this card for me represents someone who was in a couple and now they're moving forward as a single person. So whether that was your decision or someone else's decision, this could say that you and your spouse, partner, are separating, or maybe you're separating from your family, from your original family, or you're leaving a career and moving on to a new one. This could represent actually changing location again, or else just making a big change in your life like that. And all this is talking again about the moon energy. So we're sitting in that new energy, new moon, about a new relationship with your possessions. And opposing that new moon is the sign of Scorpio, because Scorpio is across the wheel, of the horoscope wheel from Taurus energy. Scorpio is more like, let's blow it up and see what happens. Maybe it'll come back together and we can put it back together and it'll be even better than it was before. And Taurus energy will be, no, I like it the way it is. So this is talking about that conflict between hanging on really tight to what you already have and letting it go so that you can have something new. Quite often, if the Ace of Swords shows up, it's saying you're going to have to let go of something to let something come in. Like if you go to the buffet of life, and you're not going to, like, there, you know, you have you bring your plate from supper the night before because you still have a little bit of food on it and you don't want to throw it out. So you bring it with you to the buffet of life. And there's all this beautiful food and you're going to add it to the plate that you ate off of yesterday, and there's still, and mix it in with yesterday's food. It's not going to be as tasty as if you take a clean plate and choose the new foods that you want. It's that type of energy. So the hidden illusions, whatever, I feel like when something comes out here, you find out something, and it could be from your childhood here, or you let go of a fear that you had and you realize why you had it, and now you are able to heal it. That it can represent some sort of like climbing out of the emotional waters and making yourself vulnerable. I mean, this lobster is very vulnerable to be climbing down this path on the ground, but he wants to get through these 2 pillars to be on his path of glory. And in between there, like we have a dog and a wolf howling at the moon, and the dog is representing your domestic side. So you might have been in isolation and not getting out much, and maybe too afraid to love again, or to start another business, or to step out. You might have something going on there. This is, maybe you've been on, this wolf represents your wild side. And so this can represent, you've been out partying your face off and it's time to come home once in a while. The two extremes. So, and this is representing eclipse energy as well as the sun, because there's the sun, the full moon, and the new moon. We did have eclipse season back on February 17th and March 3rd, and this energy is coming up again. This month right now, we have a lot of energy of the moon, because actually there's a blue moon in May at the end of the month, and the blue moon is representing a second full moon in 1 month. So if you're looking for the new moon, my dishwasher just finished its cycle. I do have a noise canceling mic on, but that was pretty loud. So this is talking about, it's talking about ending that cycle. And it sounded happy to do so. So I feel like that's the type of energy. And like the eclipse energy was back on March 3rd and on the 17th. And that energy is kind of like potpourri on the back burner, just gently boiling away. And its scent is around, so you know it's there, but you don't pay it much attention. But then 6 months later, towards middle of August, you may notice, if you look back, wow, I made a lot of changes. And you were so busy making them that you didn't even notice that you were. And it's that type of energy where it kind of surprises you. And this could be like, wow, I really got a lot done. Or, oh my goodness, I thought I got way more than this done, depending on your situation and what's been happening. And then we have the Knight of Wands coming in. And the Knight of Wands is talking about this energy of the rebel with a cause. So he's passionate about the communication information he's bringing in. He loves adventure. The pyramids show that he wants to explore all the wonders of the world. He has a big red plume on the back of his hat, which is saying that he has a temper and he knows it. And he could be really impulsive, but he's learned to curb that. He's learned to rein his emotions in and discipline his mind. And so now he is much more calm, and he makes stronger decisions than he used to when he was younger. But he's still, the horse is representing that he still is full of passion and heartfelt in love, that type of energy, a love of life, a love of adventure, very much the King of Wands energy. This is actually Sagittarius energy. And this also represents the year of the fiery horse energy that we moved into on February 17th as well. And this is on Chinese New Year. So this energy of the fiery horse energy comes up now and again in the readings. And it's saying, pay attention to that energy. It's with us till February 6th or 7th of 2027. And this energy, you don't want to be impulsive in this energy this year. Impulsive behavior, think of a horse that gets spooked and starts running and you can't stop it. And then when you do finally stop it, you're miles from home and you're in a lot of pain because you had to hang on for dear life. And you're lucky to be alive kind of energy. And also, so it's saying avoid impulsive behavior and avoid having your temper, watch how you present yourself, your words, because in the fiery horse energy and with all this new energy that's coming at us, we can be kind of regret our words the next day. So just pay attention to that. And then we have here the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is representing someone that has been very focused on making money. And this is the only card in tarot where someone's actually pounding out a coin, literally making money. And so you're either on the second one and have 6 to go, or you have 6 done and you only have 2 to go. This energy is saying he's very focused on finishing this project to be able to move forward. Sometimes this energy can represent illegally making money. When we have that Chariot energy here, this, making sure that the Hierophant is here to bring in justice And we have this energy of starting a new cycle after you move forward here. So there could be some sort of, if you're in a legal battle or whatever, it's saying keep, like that, just keep working at whatever you're doing, focus on moving forward, and I feel it's going to work out. There might have been some information coming in about that kind of energy. And look at this, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is one away from ultimate and pentacle energy. So I feel like you finished this project and it was, you did well on it. There's only 10 pentacles in tarot. So, if you think of the 10 pentacles being billionaires, then this would be multimillionaire and this would be millionaire energy. So this is kind of gives you an idea, like where this is a lot of money here. And so this is talking about someone who is approaching pre-empress energy because they've learned how to, the discernment of what to invest, who to invest in, how much to invest, and what is the return that you anticipate. This card always reminds me of 3, 6, and then 9. And Nikola Tesla, the genius, would always say, if you knew the beauty of the 3, 6, 9, then you would have the key to the universe. And I feel like that's what this falcon represents, is having the foresight to be able to see into, like knowing what you need to hang on to and what you need to invest. And I feel like this energy is like this 6 pentacles here. And she's keeping her hand on that. She always makes sure, like, this is a ratio. 2/3 she keeps, 1/3 is more for playing with. So this energy is these 6 pentacles to pay her bills and etc., have her slush fund. And these ones are for riskier investments, charity, holidays, that type of energy. So she has learned the art of discernment and had enough life skill and enough shift happen in her life that she's at pre-empress energy, which means that she's a very powerful manifester and is embodying the qualities of all 4 queens in the minor arcana. She's learned so much. And that's, then we have the Hermit. So this is talking, the reason why you have advanced, this is your energy. Remember, this could be a male in their intuitive energy as well. And so the Hermit at the top here, I feel it's saying because after you had this dark night of the soul, this kind of energy where you were feeling like, some sort of justice has to come in, something was really bothering you. Now that you have that, and you've gone up to the top of the mountain and you conferred with God with all of this, all this inner work that you've been doing has really paid off. Now that your lantern is full of the light of the North Star and you're ready to take action in a strong way, like you've really learned a lot and you've been dedicated to staying, being the best version of you. From the bottom to the top and back down again, we have the Page of Pentacles coming in with some information about pentacles or communication. This sets you off on a new journey. It's ending a never-ending nightmare, but it's also enlightenment coming in from all the inner work you've been doing. There could be something here where a lawyer needs some sort of energy involving a lawyer. This is about having passion again for life and really being like wanting to move forward and working hard to do so and have a good lifestyle. This is talking about because you have gone to the top of the mountain and you've gone and done a lot of inward work and been making strong choices because of it. You are like at pre-empress energy. This is talking about moving forward in a totally different lifestyle, I feel like, a better one. Very close to ultimate fulfillment. And then this is because you've learned from the competition instead of cheating or, getting all worked up about it. And that these 8 wands that that we were talking about here, that that you fought for, those ones have landed. And so this could be your energy. You might be the King of Wands might be passionate about maybe the pre-empress energy here. And I feel this is more representing the maternal line, and this is representing a lawyer energy for something that's happened here, but I think there could be something passionate happening, you know, to have this fulfillment. I mean, if that's what you're looking for, there's definitely that energy there. If you're leaving the reading here, thank you for your time and energy. I do hope you've enjoyed the reading and received benefit from it. If you would please give it a like and comment, that really helps me build my channel and I really appreciate it. Also, consider subscribing. I would be very honored if you did so. Now we're going to clarify for those of you who want clarification. So this is talking about, I'm using my oracle, which is Tales from the Vector. And I started this back in 2020 and in 2007. I started it in 2007, and in 2020 I completed all 64 paintings. I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com, and I have a gallery on that website. The numbers on these cards represent the order that the paintings are in the gallery. So I'm going to put them in the description box below if you want to look it up. And they say a picture paints 1,000 words. Maybe it'll give you more clarity. We have the Hangman energy. So this is a feeling of being stuck. This card's been coming up a lot, the Hangman, and it's here twice in this reading here. So or is it here twice in this reading? I thought it was. Am I just imagining it? It's been in a lot, I guess not. Oh, it's because I was thinking about this here. So yeah, this is about having balance in your life and making sure that it's this type of energy here, going inward and really doing your best to move forward in balance. And then we have the Chariot again here. And the Chariot is coming in. There's some sort of information about Pentacles coming in, and that's going to change your position. The Cancer energy, it's talking about this moon energy, and it's been coming in a lot of the readings, and I feel it's because we have 2 full moons and a new moon in this month, which is wild. It's, you know how they say, once in a blue moon. So you're highly intuitive this month, and that's basically what it's saying. When the horoscope signs come in my general collective readings, I'm not talking about individuals, I'm talking about the energy of the sign. We have a little bit of every sign in us. If you get your birth chart done, you'll see like you have most of the signs somewhere in your chart. You know, sometimes we don't have all of them, but most of them. And this energy, we can learn from it, and we can learn a lot about ourselves and also about others, and maybe have a better understanding of others. So just be aware that this may reflect in your reading someone that is actually a Cancer or a Libra, and use your intuition for that. But for me, that's not my intention. So I'm not saying that. I'm saying more, let's look at the energy. Now, the guiding star, again, is your North Star energy. And this is about being, you know, having that North Star energy in your lantern and bringing that down into your actions. There is some sort of abuse of power here. And so I do feel like there's some sort of conflict in your subconscious mind, and you going inward to deal with that is going to really benefit you, and keep doing it until you get to this truth. The truth will set you free. This is talking, there could be some sort of marriage energy coming in. Libra is when you're a mature adult and you are ready, like you have your certification, you have your ticket, you have your diploma, and you're ready to be mature adult, and now you're ready to like move forward and, you know, be a productive person of society and maybe start a family. The commitment of marriage and raising a family is much bigger than most of us anticipate. Our expectations are that it's much easier than it is a lot of the time. So the Lover's energy is definitely, it's saying again, I do feel that there's an opportunity for love coming in here if you want it. It's talking about choices that you want to make with different people. This is an energetic upgrade for you. This whole energy is. So everything in this reading, I feel like, as long as you make a strong choice here, you'll be moving into a new cycle that's really beneficial for you. And this, I don't know, there's some sort of degradation energy, and that's what I was picking up, like we're saying make sure that you make a strong choice here so that your energy keeps moving forward, and that you're being the best version of yourself as much as you can be. And, you know, be careful of any contracts. Again, it's saying just have a good lawyer look at them and make sure there's no loopholes that could affect your lifestyle in a negative way. And then also this energy is falling and failing is a matter of I. So it's about having an unfettered is just free. Free to be you, free to do what you love to do. This can talk definitely about your heart chakra opening up and falling in love with someone. I do feel that there's passion here for sure. And then we have this energy here of Capricorn energy coming in. Also, I feel that you it's kind of like you're in this energy where you're really stepping into your own. And so you're ready to work for what you want to work for, and ready to move forward with ambition and do it in a responsible way. This is also saying that you see possibilities in the challenges and you're not afraid to take a challenge on. Really, really good energy to be in. And then this is you're a star. But this is saying that you want to use your third eye energy. That's down here. Make sure you keep your mind open. We are going to have Uranus in the sign of Gemini for the next 7 or 8 years from when I'm doing this reading, so till about 2033. And that energy is, Gemini is very quick-witted and they like change. And Uranus is like really happy in that sign. Let's change things up like every second of every minute. And so it can be really, some people enjoy a lot of change in their life and some people prefer for it to be calmer. And so this is the overriding energy that we have on the planet at this time. A lot of people are feeling it, and it's kind of like, it can be disconcerting for some people and really exciting for others. So just be aware of that and use, you know, your intuitive, your ability, your third eye, as well as your logic. Yeah, this is a good reading. I like it. I've been having some actually really good readings coming up in the last while here, with more promise than I thought we would have with all this new energy. But I think a lot of people are just kind of done and they want new energy. Like we've been through so much ever since 2020, like with the whole, you know, the mandates and all of that energy. I feel like a lot of people are just sort of wanting some new, fresh energy to come in. So here we are. I do hope you've enjoyed this and have received benefit from it. Give it a like and comment if you have. It would really empower me to build my channel. Also, consider subscribing. I would be honored. I will have another daily reading for you again tomorrow. I gotta wake up my little cat now. You gotta wake up, Stella.